Welcome back, everyone. For this deep dive, we're jumping back into the ETN ecosystem. Things move fast there.
They certainly do.
And today we've got the latest on some pretty key additions. ETN numbers, the ETN market, and something called the ETN authenticator.
Yeah, these are really interesting developments. They tie together quite nicely.
So this is basically your quick guide, your shortcut to understanding what's happening right now.
Exactly. We're looking at how they're trying to build out more features around, well, privacy and user control.
Okay, let's start with ETN numbers. So these are anonymous phone numbers, but you own them, like as NFTs.
That's the core idea, yes.
Yeah.
They live on the TON blockchain. Think of it a bit like, Telegram's plus 888 numbers.
Ah, okay. I remember those. Provide some anonymity.
Right. Same kind of principle for logging in using a one-time password and OTP, but the big difference here is the ownership part. Because it's an NFT, you actually own and control that number.
Okay, interesting. So if I want one of these NFT numbers, where do I go? Is that the ETN market?
Precisely. They're setting up the ETN market specifically for buying and selling these ETN number NFTs.
So not just any NFT marketplace, but one just for these numbers.
Correct. It needs specific features, which we can get into. It's about creating a dedicated space within their own ecosystem.
Right, makes sense. And the third piece, ETN authenticator, that handles the login security.
That's the plan. It's the proposed way to securely get your OTP when you use your ETN number to log in. Because, well, an NFT can't exactly receive a text message, right?
Huh. No, I guess not. Okay, let's dig into the ETN numbers themselves more. How are they actually getting these started?
So the initial rollout plan is to mint a batch, 5,000 of them, custom anonymous numbers, minted as NFTs straight to an admin wallet.
Batch minting, okay, efficient.
Yeah, gets a good number of them created quickly.
And the price? Are they all the same?
No, they're planning price tiers.
Yeah.
Based on, how desirable the number is. Like a standard tier around $50, maybe a mid-range at $100, and then rare ones for about $500.
And you pay in ETN tokens.
Correct. Which means they need a reliable way to know the ETN to USD exchange rate at the exact moment of sale, an Oracle feed.
Gotcha. Dynamic pricing. And these numbers, they won't clash with, like, normal phone numbers.
No, they'll use a specific virtual country code prefix. Similar idea to Telegram's plus 888, so it's clear it's not a standard geographic number.
So these really are proper NFTs on TON, using their standards.
Absolutely. Built on the TEP62 NFT standard and TEP64 for the data. What's technically quite cool is that each ETN number NFT is actually its own smart contract on the blockchain.
Wow, okay, so each number is its own little program.
Yeah.
What about the look of it, the NFT image and details? How's that stored?
They're recommending what's called a semi-chain approach for the metadata.
The semi-chain.
Yeah, so the essential info, the number itself, its rarity tier, things like that, would be stored either right on the blockchain or maybe in an off-chain JSON file that's easy to get to. But the actual image associated with the NFT, that would likely be stored off-chain, maybe on IPFS or TON storage, with just a link, a URI, pointing to it from the NFT data.
Why do it that way?
It's a balance, really. It keeps costs down and makes it more scalable, especially when you're dealing with thousands of images. Putting everything on-chain can get expensive.
Right, that makes sense for 5,000 items. And actually creating these NFTs, the minting process itself.
Developers would use tools like the at Ton Community Assets SDK, probably. These help manage creating NFTs in batches while still making sure each one gets its unique data.
Okay, so I've got my ETN number NFT. Now I want to buy or sell it back to the ETN market.
Exactly. That's designed to be the primary place for all ETN number transactions.
And you mentioned it needed special features. Why not just use an existing NFT market like Fragment?
The key reason is the payment token. The ETN market needs to support payments specifically in the ETN JETN.
Their own ecosystem token.
Precisely. And Fragment or other general marketplaces, they don't typically support every custom JETN out there. Plus, they need that dynamic pricing we talked about.
Right, the USD value converted to ETN using an Oracle.
Exactly. They'll need a reliable Oracle feed, maybe from Pith Network or Redstone, or perhaps even build a custom solution. Getting that real-time price is crucial.
And the tech behind the market itself, is it built from scratch?
They could potentially adapt existing open source NFT sale contracts, like maybe the NFT JETN sale SMC, but it would definitely need modifications for that dynamic pricing and, of course, handling the specific ETN JETN.
Okay, bringing it all together. The ETN authenticator. How does it solve that problem of an NFT not being able to receive an OTP?
Yeah, that's the core challenge. Since the NFT itself is just data on the blockchain, it can't receive anything. So the OTP needs to be delivered through something else.
Like what?
Well, they're considering two main ways. One possibility is delivering it via the ETN Numbers marketplace dApp itself.
How would that work?
You'd connect your TON wallet to the dApp. The dApp checks, okay, does this wallet hold the specific ETN number NFT trying to log in? If yes, it securely displays the OTP to you within the app.
Okay, verification through ownership. What's the other option?
A dedicated ETN authenticator app, or maybe even a Telegram bot. You'd link your ETN number NFT to this authenticator first. Then, when you need to log in, the OTP request goes to the authenticator, it verifies you still own the NFT, and then gives you the code.
Kind of like how Telegram manages OTPs for its plus 888 numbers.
Exactly the same principle, yeah. A secure intermediary application handles the delivery because the number itself isn't a communication channel.
So it really seems like they've thought through the whole flow, from getting the number to using it securely.
It looks that way. You have the NFT ownership, the dedicated marketplace using their token, and then the secure authenticator.